Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of the Action Movie Guys podcast, episode 477. We're up to the fifth film in the Mission Impossible franchise. We're up to 2015 Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Now, I got a lot to talk about when I saw this movie. Rewatched and watched it when we started. So, Nate, we all saw this movie in the theaters. But what was your first initial reaction when you first saw it?
I loved it. I remember loving this movie at the theater. I remember leaving and being like, you know what? That was really good. I mean, Ghost Protocol was good. 3 was good. And I was like, this one's really good. And I felt like it was a nice entry. Like, I just really enjoyed it. So I remember really liking it. I have not rewatched it in a while. So this was a fun rewatch for this. But yeah, I remember really liking it.
Yeah, I saw this in the theater, just like you, opening and I came out pumped, bro. I thought this was really good. It felt very different, right? Because the companies were different. This one was Alibaba Films. Because I remember when we see the opening, it's not Universal. I didn't see the Universal logo. It was like Alibaba.
Well, these are Paramount, Skydance.
Yeah, so these are like partner, like mini companies, right? Like
yeah, they co-finance and things like that.
I mean, still in the distributor.
But Paramount and Skydance are like the main.
Yeah. So I was just shocked. I was like, wow, this is not Paramount. I didn't know those were like sister companies. But I was like, okay, bro, I came out of theater hyped. I was like, bro, this is the best one yet. I was like, this is the fifth in the series. And it's hard, right? Because if you look at an action movie franchise, you really don't get like a great 5 after a 4, right? Because we had Die Hard 4, which I think it's a great film, and you thought it was good, and you didn't think it was great. But when we went to 5, we both were like, oh, they should have just left it at 4. It was good. This one was just, I was like, wow, they really upped the bar. The stunts got bigger, right? The budget, we're going to talk about in a few seconds, got bigger. With that said, I enjoyed it, but let's see how the rewatch is. But I'm going to be honest with you, Nate. I think this one might be the biased one out of all of them. I think I might be biased on this one. I think I might have to. Okay. Good or bad. We're going to talk about it. Sure. Because I want to hear your thoughts on this, because I have a lot of thoughts I wanted to talk about. I put on my notes. This is the first one I really wrote notes because I was like, wow, I was really shocked.
This is also the first of the Christopher McQuarrie era. So those first 4 movies, all different directors, right? De Palma to John Woo to J.J. Abrams to Brad Bird. From this one till the end is all Christopher McQuarrie, written and directed. So becomes sort of one. To me, I always look at it almost like a 4-piece set. The first 4 are very diverse and different, and these 4 all kind of work together in a way. So, that's another note as far as this movie. This is where McQuarrie came in and kind of became the creative guy behind them.
Well, we're going to see if it worked, right? All right. Box office. We're going with $150 million budget.
Okay.
And you're going, wow. Actually, I think the other one, I'll go to the next number, but I'm like, I think the last one, part 4, was 145. I think it dipped by 5 million. I believe so.
Yeah, and part 4 was less than part 3.
Yeah.
Like part 3 had like the biggest budget to that point.
Yeah, I think part 3 was the biggest budget. But we'll go through it quick. I will tell you this. Worldwide is the most out of all of them. $710 million at the box office. And I don't even remember this hitting that much in the box office. 710. And now you can see why that director filmed 4 across the board. It did feel like what you were expecting for a Mission Impossible movie with 4. And like I said, we're going to break it all down from characters to action to story. But when I was watching this yesterday, we went through the first 4 movies, the first 4, and I went, this is the formula that they needed to go with. And I don't know. I think it worked because the audience sucked it up. $710 million. Then you had part 4, which was Ghost Protocol in 2011. That was, like I said, 145 million at 694, which wasn't that bad, but it surpassed it. So you're like, wow. And that was from, you said, a first-time director that never even directed an action movie before.
First time live action. Yeah, only did animation before that.
Yeah, I mean, he did a spectacular job with that movie. I don't know why he didn't do more action. But with that said, Mission Impossible 3, $150 million, which you alluded to, was the high budget at the time. Only $398 million off of that budget. Now, we already said it. Part 2 gave a bad taste of people's mouths on that. So again, you're seeing the movies are trajecting on it's going up. So I want to see what the audience ends. Now, this movie came out in July of 2015. So we got to look at what movies came out.
Did it come out against?
Yeah.
Because they like to bury their own movie against stiff competition.
Yeah.
Well, it did well either way this time.
Oh, no, it did really well. And I don't think it had that much. They had The Minions. Came out July 10th.
$1 billion.
They had Terminator Genesis. Came out July 1st.
Which is also Paramount. So they put their own movie against their own movie.
Ant-Man 1 came out the 17th. Okay, so that's kind of the big ones for the United States here.
And this was a summer movie.
Yes.
So at least that, if you're coming out in the summer, you got to know there's going to be other blockbusters. It's the other ones where they'd be like coming out in like November.
Yeah.
But they also decided to open it against the biggest movie of November of all time. It's like, what are you doing?
We'll get to those. But this one went up against Ant-Man, Terminator Genesis, Minions. And guess what? They got a little piece of the pie. They came out with
all of those movies did well except Genesis.
You're right. All right, so let's go with the critics and audience. What did they think of this film?
All right, I'm going to be honest. I was very surprised with this.
It's low.
I was very surprised because the last movie did really well with both critics and audiences, and this one went up on both, which I did not see coming. I was like, okay, maybe it'll stay even, or usually they go down if they're really high. This one went up only slightly on one, but the critic score went up 1%. So the last movie was a 93. And I was like, it's not going to go up. This was a 94. So a little bit, maybe it got one more better review. I don't know. But 94% critic score. Now the audience had an 11% jump. This has an 87% audience score. It's not too often that you and I sit here and cover these action movies and the Rotten Tomato scores are 94 and 87. Pretty rare. There are some that are really high like this, but out of 477, I would say it got to be less than 30 that even have two scores this high. Yeah. So, yeah, very impressive.
That's mad impressive. That's a good thing. Sometimes you go to 5, it'll be a sucky Rotten Tomato scores on a good movie. This time, budget went a little bit high by $5 million. They made tons of money in the box office, and the critics and audience loved it. That's a plus in Paramount's eyes. With that said, let's break down the review. Let's have some fun here. Lead character, Tom Cruise, is back as Ethan Hunt for the 5th time. What do you got?
He's back. All right. So I've been pretty much giving him 4s for the most part. And here, I don't think much differently. I think he's very good again. They do give him, I think, one thing this movie does good, and I'll tell you why. And it's going to affect my score too. But like one thing this movie does good with Ethan, especially like the Alec Baldwin speech towards the end, where he's telling the guy, the prime minister, he's like, this guy is like, he will get what he's going to do. Like, you're not going to stop him. We're not going to be able to stop him. He's inevitable. He's coming, blah, blah, blah. Like, they added a real aura to him in this movie that I feel like, even though he was our main protagonist, even though he always got the job done, even though he always, got his guy, he never really had that kind of mystique around him, in my opinion. And this movie, I do think even that one part, but just in general, he kind of had a little bit more of an aura. I wouldn't go so far as to call him like a superhero or anything like that, but because he has troubles in like the water scene, for example, like he runs out of oxygen, he has to get rescued. Yeah, it's not like he is just a Superman. But when he's like a dog on a bone, when he gets this thing, like he is not letting it go. And I think that little bit, because it's a character that they don't dive into his personal life, you got to get other ways to kind of make him more interesting than just a spy guy. You know what I mean? At this point, even in this film, there's nothing on his personal life. We're no longer talking about the wife. We're no longer talking about nothing. I don't even know where he lives. You don't know where his home is. You don't know nothing. He's just always on missions, pretty much. But I do like that. But let me tell you something. My girl, Rebecca Ferguson, in this movie. Bro, this is the best. And I knew it was coming. Because I really liked Paula Patton in the last movie. I thought she was very good. Ilsa is the best female character in this whole entire franchise. She's awesome. She, like, you don't know where her loyalty lies. even though they kind of let on like she's a good guy, there's still that little bit, when she like steals the drive and all that kind of stuff. And dude, she adds a big layer to the team. She's not really part of it. She helps them. She works with them, but she's not really part of the team. The dynamic is great. Benji's great in this. Luther's back, Ving Rhames, and like in the field. Brant, I actually like how they used him here, Jeremy Renner. I like that he's there, but then he's like also with Alec Baldwin a lot of the times trying to cover. I gave it a 5. I think the dynamics are fantastic in this.
Oh, I agree. I gave it a 5. I will say this is the best utilized cast so far out of 1 through 5. They get emotional. They are funny as hell in this movie. Each person adds a layer to the film that is warranted. And their characters are added at the right amount of time to fill the story out. And I loved it. Ethan Hunt is amazing. I think he was great in this movie. I think this is the best Ethan Hunt you're going to get. I personally believe this is the best written Ethan Hunt so far on screen. I thought he was funny. I thought he was serious. What you said was actually accurate. I believe this is the first time he has that aura of like John Wick, the Baba Yaga, from like the first movie. We didn't know nothing about John Wick yet. But when that dude was like, they killed John Wick, sir, his dog, and took his car, and my man went, uh-oh. Like he knew something was wrong. Like everywhere you dropped his name, there was an aura around John Wick. And that's what I felt with Ethan Hunt. Ethan Hunt was like, even in the beginning of the movie when he went to the record store and he's talking with the girl to get that record thing. And she goes, oh, you are, that person. And he's like, he smiles at her and says like a few lines and then goes into the booth. And then you're right with the Alec Baldwin thing a few times in the movie. Even when Benji was getting polygraphed, he keeps like, your loyalty to Ethan Hunt. And he's like lying at the polygraph, which was a great scene.
Oh, great scene.
But yeah, you're right. They gave him this aura that really worked very well. A little bit James Bond-ish. Like everyone knows James Bond. But this one, I felt like he needed this aura. You're right, to elevate the character. Because he was kind of flat in terms of, he was just a normal generic spy guy in the first 4. This one, you're right. It just became that what you wanted. And I liked it. I thought it was great. Benji was really good. He was serious, funny. I liked him a lot. Luther didn't have a big role, but he was really good with the role that he had. I like Jeremy. I don't know why he never returned back. I liked his character a lot, Brant. I really liked his character. I mean, he is so funny in these movies, especially when he's getting torn to pieces in the courtroom. And he was like,
and he didn't even have to do any action in this movie.
Nope.
He just got to be an actor, and he's good. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't do. I don't know why he's only in 2.
Yeah. And my favorite scene is the beginning. He was like, the plane's going to take off, guys. He goes, the package can't leave the plane. I love that whole thing. We get it. The package is on the plane. Again, great scene. Rebecca Ferguson's character. You're absolutely right. I still think and believe, I'm going to say it now, and I don't even care. But with the other movies, she should have got with Ethan Hunt. They should have been they should have got married in one of these movies, and you want to kill her off.
She offered. She was like, hey, let's run away together.
I would have did it.
Said, no.
I would have did it. I told Angelina.
I would have did it too. I would have did it. Like, deal. Let's get out of here. I don't care. She's first of all, she's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Second of all, you don't got to worry about protecting her because she could fight.
Yeah.
She's. What more do you want? A perfect woman in this world.
You're right. I told her, the minute she said let's go, I told Angelina, no, hands down, I would have gave that dude the disc, and I was like, I'm out. Like I was like, we can literally get after the disc afterwards.
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. Here's your damn disc. I'm like, I'm good. But anyway, you're right. She added that layer of you did not know where she was. The pendulum swang with that character, but I liked it because you knew she was good. It's just that she was trying to still be infiltrated in the thing when she took the disc. So I was just like, oh my God. Like, because I love it when she stopped him from the bike scene and she looked at him really like sad and emotional. Like, man, I didn't want to do this, but I have to do it. Like you keep pushing me to hurt you when I don't want to hurt you. And I kind of like that. It was a great layer to her. Beautiful blue eyes like she has. And like I said, I love her vocal, that British speech pattern. Amazing actress. But yeah, I agree. That's a 5 across the board. I think the characters are amazing here. Okay, let's go to the main villain here. My man, was it Solomon
Lane?
Solomon Lane, played by Shane Harris.
Yeah.
What you got?
You know what?
What?
Here's what I got. You know, I was thinking about it a lot, and I was like, okay, this guy's a great villain. Like on screen, he got that creepy, weird voice. Sean Harris always has that. I don't know. His voice is like creepy. It scares me. I don't really like it, but in a good way. Like it's scary in a good way. Like I feel like he can never be a good guy. He always got to be a bad guy. Former MI6 agent, right?
Yeah.
And the leader of this group called the Syndicate. Now, that's a cool name, right? It's a very spy movie name. The Syndicate. Sounds like a video game. Sounds like, but it works. It works. This is a movie. This is fantasy, essentially. So the Syndicate, they are a group of former top agents from all these different agencies that are going to be paid under the table, and they're going to carry out missions for the British government. This is the plan, at least. The British government, the prime minister is going to be in charge. He's going to say, hey, we need you to take out this dictator or whatever. They're going to do it unknown. Literally, no one will know them. Nobody will nothing. They have like $29 billion in funds. Well, these guys never got paid. They never got paid. They never got used. They were created by whatever I guess is the equivalent of like the Secretary of Defense or whatever in England, that guy. I don't know, British government. He's something. Created them, but the prime minister's like, no, this is a dumb idea, actually. Forget it. So they never got paid, so they want their money. This guy's like, you know what? I want access to that money. Great story. First of all, this got to be one of the best storylines for a villain. I get it. I get why they're bad. You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense to me. That's one thing. You always got to make sense. They're not trying to take over the world. They're not trying to, look, they're going to do some jobs. The purpose is to get access to this money. At the end of the day, literally, they just want to get paid. Like, if they got access to that money, they'd all be rich. I don't think they'd be running around like, they're not trying to buy nukes. They're not trying to blow up countries. They're like, dude, just pay us our money. We just, whatever. We were willing to go against our country. We're willing. I loved it. I thought it was great. I think he's a very good kind of figurehead for them. And also the government guy being involved makes it even more, shady. But he's really good. He got Benji. They kidnapped Benji. He mostly uses henchmen. I get it. He is the leader. But as far as these things go, I think the whole villain element's great. I gave it a 5 as well. I just think it's a very strong, especially compared to the last few where, and he doesn't die at the end. He doesn't die. They capture him. That's my only gripe, was that he's as good of an agent. He kind of falls for that little trick, but it's okay. It's a movie. They got to get him at some point. So I gave them a 5.
Yeah, I gave him a 5 too. My man Lane is, I'm going to say it, is the best villain in the entire series and franchise. I'm going to say it right now. The best villain in the franchise. Now, I'm a little torn here. While I did give it a 5, my only thing, I felt like they needed a syndicate. They needed it. I mean, I always said it. You needed something that goes up against the MIF and everybody around the world. My thing is, I guess it falls on the story, but I don't want to talk about it much, but it felt very Spectre of 007. Like but the only difference with 007 and Spectre is that it went through all 28 movies. Right. This syndicate was only in 1. And that's what pissed me off about it. Solomon Lane should have just, Ethan Hunt tried to get him in that barrel thing. Great. If he could have broke out, perfect. Because now we have that top dude with the money, and now he's going to raise havoc in the world doing something. And that, Nate, is what I wanted for this franchise. That Solomon Lane. We got him underutilized. If you understand what I mean. We're going to talk about it. With that. We'll talk about it in the other movies, but I felt like that character at his own right was underutilized in the Syndicate. I felt like it was way too quick to unband it. The way the beginning made it seem like, and it felt like, remember Quantum of Solace when James Bond captures Mr. White?
Yeah.
And he's giving the speech in front of M and 007? He's like, we got people everywhere. And then he looked at the bodyguard, M's bodyguard. He goes, am I right? And all of a sudden he shoots M. And you're like, oh, shit. And then the chaos erupts because you're like, where are Spectre? That's the first time you got to see Spectre in the light. When he says that speech, you go, oh, my man's been there for so many years. Shoots M. And I'm like, this is amazing. That is what I thought we were going to get with the Syndicate, because they captured Ethan Hunt in the best way possible with his own method. Like, Mr. Hunt, if you choose to accept it. And then he goes, we are the Syndicate. And I was like, oh, shit, he got him in the booth. And then you see Solomon Lane with the gun on the girl. And I'm like, this is it. They got that true mastermind, the head of the Syndicate.
Yeah.
And I just felt like it fell flat. But in terms of this movie, amazing. I wish they showed him with like behind a chair with like thousands of these dudes, and he's talking like giving that villain speech or something. Like I would have been like, yo, I'm game, brother. Like I'm on your side. But the way he is, I love it. He's like a cold, serious killer that has morals. I mean, he does kill, because we saw a lot. He killed a girl. And he didn't kill her just to kill her. He just killed her to give him a message. Like, dude, like we're going to capture you, but, you know, I'm going to show you I mean business. When he brought the blank disc and he holds her face and he's like, I want to kill you right here.
Rip your face off.
Yeah, he does. And yo, dude, I'm like, I was like, that is a villain. When you know he's like vulnerable, but he can't just, And the scene that you thought he shot her, when he said, be a man and shoot me, and he just grabs the gun and went, pow! And she went like this at the same time with the guy. Was like, oh my God. And the theater,
that's
was
such
like,
a good
what?
line by her, too.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to kill me, do it yourself.
And I loved it because he just went eating sushi. He went, okay, grab the gun. And he just went, bang. And I love the camera shot because she and the guy reflect at the same time of the sound. She jerked. And I thought it was perfect. The other guy went, poop. And then he was just like, don't mess with me again. So again, Solomon Lane, you're absolutely right. The best villain. My wife loves him. She was like, oh, this is the dude. I agree. The opposite of Ethan. The villain that you want. You want
Grant
that.
Says it. They're like an anti-IMF.
Yes. And I wish they just they continued with the damn thing. It was just but anyway, that's a 5-2. I agree. Okay, I already know where we're gonna go with this part. Action sequence.
This was tough for a moment for me while I was watching it, but then it ended up not being that tough by the end of it. I gave it a 5. I gave it a 5. It started off like, okay, I love the plane scene. It's cool, right? But it's a stunt. It is a stunt.
Yeah.
It's not huge action, but it's cool, right? Him hanging off the side. I remember when this came out, and that was like the whole thing was like this guy literally dangling off this plane. Nah, there's wires. It doesn't matter. I still wouldn't do it. No. There's no way. So, the only thing I don't like about that scene is when the door opens and he's like CGI sucked into. I'm like, bro, he'd be, if not dead, he'd be so injured flying into that plane at that speed. But whatever. I'm willing to look past it. But it's a stunt. The water scene, you know me with water stuff. Not always my favorite. I don't know how many episodes we've done with water action.
We did a lot.
It's not my favorite, but this franchise, because there's another one later in another movie in this with the water. I think they use it wisely with more suspense than like silly action, right? They're not like under there punching people or shooting people or driving in like, water vehicles. That's the kind of stuff that I'm like, I don't like it. Here, it's more like a suspenseful kind of scene with the timer. Well done. The freaking car chase in this is so good. It's so good. It is like, and when I'm watching it, I know you're a big car chase guy too. Yeah. When I'm watching, I'm like, man, every action movie should just have one good car chase in it. Like, McQuarrie shoots the heck out of it. The scene, I was at a 4 until the part where those guys come up on the bikes and he spins the car
into in the building,
and I changed it to a 5, and I was like, you know what, this is what I'm talking about. And I even love the little shootout at the end with him and Ilsa in the when Simon Pegg's character leaves. And he basically is like a shield for her because he's like, you can't kill me because I know all the info. So he's standing in front of her, but she's shooting like behind him. And there's like a teamwork. Oh, man, it's great. I gave it a 5. It doesn't have the most action, but it has super good action when it's there. So I gave it a 5.
I agree. I gave it a 5. Dude, I gave this thing a 5. Let me tell you something. I was with you also. I was like, man, I'm like this. The beginning was very suspenseful. I'm afraid of heights. Everyone knows that. So when he went up and you saw the camera go, whoom, like if you're really on a plane, I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I would have not. No.
I got vertigo.
Yeah, I hit the vertigo. So I was just like, okay, I agree. That is a stunt. The water sequence, agree. It's a stunt. But when he got hit with the defibrillator and he's acting on wrong, I'm sorry. I thought that was hilarious. He runs and he goes, bam, bam, and he slides off the thing and he falls.
That was funny. That was funny.
And then he puts the hand, he goes, you could drive? And he was like, we'll find out. And he gets in and he crashes the M5. First of all, that's a BMW M5, which you already know. When you see a BMW, you mean business in a car chase scene. That means we're going to be in top speeds, baby. You already know Tom Cruise is driving the car. There ain't no stunt man. And that's what I love about these things. That car scene, the minute he takes, you're right. When he does the double spin, I was just like, wait a minute. That thing went from a tight corridor to a wide corridor and he did the spin. And I loved it. I was like, yo, this is dope. But for me, when I gave it, because I was at a 4.5 there even with the spin, I was like, this is really good. But when he was driving backward and he told Benji, you got your seatbelt out? And he was just like, you telling me this now? He went CGI. We already know it did some CGI there at work. But when he grabbed his sunglasses and went into the motorcycle chase, I said, oh my God, this is an extended damn chase scene. I was like, 5. I was like, that's it. It's 5. And bro, this thing was so real with the motorcycle. There's a scene that he's dipping down. His knee, you could see it in the film. His knee scrapes the pavement and he jerks the knee back up. Because he was like, oh, I went too low. You could see like, he just like little hair. He went like that. And I was like, this is amazing. Now, he fumbles and I was like, he would have got hurt. He has no paddings, but whatever. That scene was great. I love the opera scene, the fight in the opera scene. Amazing sequence. I don't know why. I just think it's a very cool way to have a fighting sequence while the dude
like
is
the classiest action scene.
It's a very spy-ish.
Yeah. There's like operas singing. Yes. There's all these people in dresses and tuxedos.
Yeah.
It's very classy, but it's like they're fighting and punching and shooting a flute gun.
Yeah. It's really hilarious. And I'm like, bro, I was like, that sequence is good. Very intense for like they trying to kill this dude and he saves the day, or you thought he did, and then he blows up and then he had another. I was like, this dude, my man Lane is amazing. Like, I was like, this shit is dope. Like, he is so setting up Ethan Hunt for failure, and I love it because he's on the run. And I thought it was great. I also love the ending sequence, man. When he's running and Solomon Lane looks that. And you know what I like about it? It's not a big chase scene. It's not a big action. Like you're going, wow, these two are shooting at each other. They're hand to hand. No, I loved it because you saw, like, if you want this money, you come and I want to see you face to face. And when he gets out the car, it was like this demeanor of like this big dude with a silencer, like behind him, like a scary movie, right? Like he shoots him, shoots the glass, he goes through the glass, and then you see the hole, and then he slides into the hole and he shoots him, and then he looks down and you see Ethan all hurt, and he goes, oh, I got this, dude. And then he gets in the tank. I thought that was really dope. And I agree with you. The bomb sequence was actually really good too. I mean, overall, you got suspense. You got great car chase scene. You got airplane scene. I mean, you got everything you need in a spy movie in this. And it looked amazing. I agree. That's why I gave it a 5. It just still holds up. Like even watching. It looked great. So that's a 5. Okay. Storyline.
All right. I don't know where you'll go with this. I'm going to be honest. This movie, like, the action was the only one that I was like, I don't know where I'm going to go. I feel like this is a perfect Mission Impossible movie. I do. I don't really have any flaws in the story department either. And that's not to say it, this one in Fallout, because we're doing Fallout next. That's another one that I feel like they're almost both perfect movies, and you might like this one better or you might like this one better. But, I think the storyline it's super tight. It's for something that has like a lot of moving parts. It's not confusing. You're never lost. You're never like, I don't know who's what and what's this. And nope, it makes sense. There's this group called the Syndicate. They think that the CIA wants to shut down. I love how they tied part 4 into it at the beginning when they're at the trial and they have the missile going through, like that was all from part 4. Because these don't always tie together that much. No. You know, they kind of just happen. Whereas here, they're like, they took elements from the last movie and the Kremlin thing, and like, we need to abolish this. The IMF sucks. And for the movie to have a whole arc where Alec Baldwin goes from CIA to now like the head of the IMF at the very end, you know what I mean? And when Brent's like, welcome to the IMF or whatever, like such a good ending. Yeah, such a good ending. Great characters, great villain. I mean, everything makes sense. I gave it a 5. I don't really have any issues. When there's not action, you're still interested in everything that's going on, which is the key. I'm never bored. All these movies are over 2 hours. Doesn't matter. They fly by. And I think Ilsa's character adds a lot. I loved even the conversation with her and the guy, the MI6 guy, the one that wipes the drive when they're on the bench. And she's like, I wasn't going to let him die. And he's like, well, maybe you should have let him die. Like this. You know, like even those little moments where they're just talking, or Benji like yelling at him, like, I'm not leaving. I'm going to go. And he's just like, all right, man, whatever. You know, like, I don't know. I think it's fantastic. I give it a 5.
So the storyline, this is where I was like, oh my God, where am I going to go? Because I knew it, because I looked at the dates here for these movies. And I was like, I had watching this movie, Nate, it sucks for me because I'm a huge spy genre love for it. This movie has so many elements of a franchise that I'm like, it kind of sucks because I was like, oh my God, this is so ripped from this movie. But Mission Impossible told it in a way that it worked for them. It's a great, fantastic movie. Storyline is amazing. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. I'm just telling you right now. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. But the only thing is, when I was watching the scenes, I was already shouting out, oh, this is from this movie. That is from this movie. And this movie came out in 2015, right? And it's weird because I can't believe I'm going to say this, but the scene in the opera reminded me of the 007 scene in the opera when he takes the guy's earpiece and he goes, oh, it's great that all the same villains are all under the same roof. And then everyone got shocked. And then the music is getting louder and you see everyone getting up and he's taking photos of everyone is going up to MI6. And I'm like, well, the only difference is you're not getting the fight in the thing, but you are though, because he's fighting his way out in Quantum of Solace during the whole scene. And I'm like, wait a minute. That is the same sequence, a little bit of Quantum of Solace in this movie, the Ghost, Nation, because that's when they introduced more Spectre into the film. So I'm like, interesting, very, very interesting. But you do get a lot of elements of Daniel Craig's Bond mished into this movie. Not in a great way. I think they did a great. I think you know what? If I sit down with this director and you ask him, did you get inspiration from Daniel Craig's Bond? I think it's a hell yes. You got to, because that sequence alone, I'm like, you cannot tell me it screams Quantum of Solace. I was like, but told better. Bond had his way. Ethan had his way. The storyline is great with the Syndicate. Like I told you, I think my only downfall is that they should have utilized it throughout. From here on in, it should have been all Syndicate. All Syndicate. I believe it should have been all Syndicate with Solomon Lane going, for some reason they can't get him.
She made a comment too where it's like, oh, if we kill him, there's just going to be another one. Like, you could have even gotten rid of him, but haven't. The new guy's in charge. Who's the new guy? And he's maybe worse. He's like even more evil, it could have worked. With
a better actor, like a great Oscar award winning
Javier Bardem.
I don't care who, or Idris Alba as a villain. Like an African king. You know what I mean? Like,
he's always a good guy. It would be cool to see him.
I mean, the only time we seen him as a bad guy was in Star Trek Beyond, and he was great. Like, he was fun.
He was great. Yeah, he was under makeup most of the time, and he was still good.
Yeah, he was really good. I totally agree, man. Syndicate should have been, oh man, if they killed Solomon Lane and Miguel Idris Alba as a villain, oh, he would have been so good. What could have been. I agree. This is totally a 5. I think this great chemistry with everybody. Alec Baldwin in the beginning, again, reminded me of M chewing out Judi Dench. Well, before Mallory, before he became M, chewing her out going, the double O's are not existent. Like, we don't need them no more. And then you find out you do. But it had that same vibe. I didn't care. I loved it because, again, that sequence in the courtroom. Now, Nate, the dude that's speaking on the court.
Yeah.
I totally believe. I told my wife, I said, that guy, because he has that unique voice, I think he's the original voice actor for the Mission Impossible, this tape will self-destruct. And because he has that, because when he was talking, I said, bro, he sounds just like the dude that does the messages. Ethan Hunt, you have a tape recorder missing.
Yeah.
You know, like, I was like, I think he's the voice actor for that, or the A-Team, if you can't find him.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah, because he sounds significant. But anyway, I love Alec Baldwin, dude. I don't know if he died. But I'm just saying I think he was the best, I'm going to say, the best addition to play the bad guy in the beginning. Because he's technically the bad guy because he wanted to shut them down, the CIA head guy.
Yeah, he's like, you could kill him if you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, Brant is like, so that means shoot to kill. He's like, listen, man.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do.
My favorite scene is in the cockpit of the plane. He goes, you finally came to your senses. And then he was like, reroute the plane to London. And then all of a sudden, I love the speech in the thing about Hunt. And then when Hunt comes out and he goes like, he rips it off and he goes, Hunt.
Oh, with the Prime Minister?
Yeah, with the Prime Minister. Yeah. I don't know why. Yeah. I always laugh at that scene. He rips it off and the camera does the slow pan to his face and he's like, Hunt. And then, of course, then now he sees, and I love that scene because for the first time he gets to see what IMF is about. Like, he's standing there and he's getting all the information and he's just like, what? There is a real syndicate? Like, wait a minute. What? You framed this dude? And he goes, that is also true. So, I don't know. I felt like that is great. Yeah, that's a 5 for me. Okay, overall.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to give everything a 5 and then be like, overall, this is a 3. You know,
well, you did that once.
I was on drugs or something.
You did do that.
No, this movie has it all, in my opinion. Now, again, this is within an action movie within the Mission Impossible franchise. I think it is a perfect entry. I don't think it has really the critics review, not even just critics, the audience scores, like none of this is surprising. I think it has great action. It has great villains. It has great story. It has beautiful characters. Everyone looks great in this movie. It's very well shot. I love it. I think it's great. I give it a 5. I think it is a flawless Mission Impossible film. Again, I haven't seen Fallout since the theater. I remember thinking the same of that. So I think it makes a great, like, 1-2 punch, for McQuarrie starting off his little run. But yeah, I think it's a 5 out of 5 movie.
You know, when it comes to overall for me, I agree. I gave it it was like, once the movie ended, I was like 5. It was not even a doubt in my mind. I went with it a 5. I agree. This is the best Mission Impossible movie out of the 5. The best one. Now, I don't care what anyone says. I keep saying it. Ghost Protocol. The beginning is still the best beginning out of all of them. Light the fuse. The best opening. Yeah, cold opening. Sure. Light the fuse, baby. This one needed that light the fuse. Like him just saying light the fuse. I don't care. Just keep saying all of them. Light the fuse.
This cold open is good because it has the plane stunt, but it's just a stunt. It's not like a full-on scene. It doesn't really... It almost doesn't even mean anything for the rest. At least in that one, it means something because they're getting that character out who ends up coming back later in the story.
The prison break.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, it's the best cold open. I'm like, oh my God. It's such a great cold open. But yeah, this one has to be. I love it. The mix of comedy, emotional suspense. You got freaking Ethan Hunt dying for 2 seconds. You got car chase to the wazoo. You got motorcycle car chases. You got one of the best villains in the franchise. You got the Syndicate. You got the mask ripping off and it's not utilized 20,000 times. I think this is hands down the best Mission Impossible movie out of the 5. I like Ghost Protocol a lot. So with that said, across the board, it looks like we got 25 across the board. This is the perfect Mission Impossible movie. It took 5 films to get that perfect movie. So
they found all the right ingredients.
I agree.
From characters to writing to action to director. Like, it's like the perfect stew. All of them had elements that were great.
Yeah.
But this one found the recipe.
The Ratatouille.
This one made the Ratatouille.
He made the Ratatouille.
Even though the director of Ratatouille did the last one, this one actually
he did?
I didn't know that. Brad Bird directed Ratatouille.
Well, you know what? I mean, I'm going to say that one was semi-close. I'm not going to lie. Part 4 is semi-closely. I mean, I could say...
4 kicked off this style.
Yes.
This just perfected it quickly. And then 6 as well, from what I remember.
I'm going to tell you something, Nate. You can't go wrong with a triple feature 4, 5, 6.
I agree with you.
I think
especially because the ending of 4 ties into the beginning of 5.
I agree. Yeah, we're not going to 6 yet. We're going to talk about that next week. But I'm just saying is that this has to be the best 4, 5, 6, I think, ever. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it next episode. But can it be the best 4, 5, and 6 in movie action history? We're going to check that out next time.
You know what? You might be right. I'm a big Fast and Furious guy, which we're going to do that franchise soon.
Yeah.
And I feel like 5, 6, 7 is their best run. But 4, 5, 6, this could be the best 4, 5, 6 that there ever was.
I think it could be. We're going to figure it out. Next episode, we're going to figure it out. All right. With that said, 25 across the board here, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Nate, what is coming up next? Well, we already know what's coming up next, but what's coming up next on the podcast?
Next will be Mission Impossible Fallout, the 6th entry. Another good, same crew back, Christopher McQuarrie, like all the same players. No Jeremy Renner, unfortunately, but everyone else back pretty much. So, we will continue, and then we have 2 more, and then this season we're gonna get to the other films. So, of course, we're doing movies based on TV shows, and we have a whole line of like one-offs that are based on shows. It's gonna be fun to get out of Mission Impossible. Not that I've been having a bad time, I've been having a great time.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be fun to get back to doing like these random one-off action movies. Yeah.
Yeah, I always enjoy when we do random movies that I never seen before. Like I got to see Knockoff, Van Damme Knockoff, which I can't wait to cover it on this movie because I want to hear what you think of it.
It's on our schedule.
Yeah. So I can't wait for it to see your thought. I'm not going to give my thought, but I like watching stuff that I never seen before or rewatched it after years of, and it's kind of fun sitting down or buying them and watching it. So that's pretty cool. All right. With that said, guys, you guys are watching this on YouTube. Thank you so much. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more action movie stuff, more action movie guys podcast episodes, or if you guys are into physical media or movie reviews or live actions, everything is here in one hub, Geeks and Flicks on YouTube. Smash this again, subscribe, like, share with your friends. And of course, you guys are listening to us on the go. Leave a rating on any of the platforms you guys listen to us on. Other than that, I'm your host, Alex Figueroa. My co-host is
Nate from Nate Flicks Reviews.
Be awesome to each other and geek out.